there, my name is Sandy Zimmer. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so glad you're here. Today, I'm going to show you how to make this very simple card using the Botanical Shadows S2306. That's the June stamp of the month for Close to My Heart, as well as the card front shape stencils Z6528, and of course some inks and the blender brush. So I'm just going to put some washi tape on the back of this 4 by 5 1/4 white daisy cardstock. And then I'm going to layer that oval over top of it. Now, the card front stencil shapes come with various shapes, so you could pick whichever one you want. But I really did like this oval one, so I thought I would start with that. So I'm putting it in place and then just securing it with that washi tape. I'm going to use the avocado, the capri, and the honey butter. So I'm starting with the honey butter, and that's Z6536 if you're interested in that. And I'm using the blender brush, Z4572, and you get 3 of those in a package. So I'm sort of starting out in the middle and working my way up a little bit, getting that yellow spread around there. Now, my blender brush was pretty dry, so I apologize for that. I should have gotten it a little juicier before I went on camera here. But it does start to pick it up pretty quickly here and then filling it in. So you could use the Distress Oxides. You could use our regular inks here, which I'm using. I'm now switching to the Capri, and I'm going to do the upper part there with the Capri. You could actually even use paint if you wanted to, and watercolor paper. That would be a fun process as well. So there's quite a few different ways that you can use these card front stencils and create a background. So next I'm going to go to the avocado, that's Z6523, and get that blender brush nice and juicy and do the bottom piece there. So sometimes when I am sort of doing this really quickly, the bristles will go a little odd and they sort of create a different texture almost. So you can see that with the green. I'm not going to try to fix that. I could very easily fix it, but I really like the interest that it creates in the foreground there. So you can see there, I'm just taking that stencil off, and I decide on that flower cluster as well as the Grateful for You. Now I am putting this in my MISTI. You could just use it with regular stamp blocks and stamp it. It would work just fine. But I wanted to play around and make sure I knew which way I wanted the elements to be on there. And I also wanted to make sure that I got a really good crisp image. So I'm using the Intense Black ink, and I'm inking up that side of my MISTI. And I'm just grabbing a little tool here that I have just to help me get the pressure down on there. And I actually got a really good impression, but I decided that I wanted to do that flower cluster just a little bit more, just to make sure that it was nice and crisp. So I was pretty happy with that. And there you go. That's really all there is to it. So now I'm just putting that on a black card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So it's the same size as our card bases. Just trying to get it lined up there so we've got an equal amount of black all the way around. And then I'm just going to glue that onto the card base. Of course, I always want to make sure my card's opening in the right direction. Now you'll notice here I have a little bit of white around the edge there. I think I probably cut the black down just a tiny bit. So I'm just using my scissors up against the edge there just to trim that off and get a really nice crisp line there so you don't see that white. Of course, you know me, and I like to use my journaling pen and just create a little bit of a doodle around the outside there. So that's a quick and easy little touch. You could add some gems to this if you wanted to, or, you know, you could spritz it if you wanted to a little bit, but I liked it just simple the way that it was. So if you're interested in any of these products, please go to sandyzim.closetomyheart.ca. I'd love it if you would ring the bell so that you would get notification when I post something new, and that also helps me out with my YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.